Today we're going to talk about why these voiceover list videos are absolutely terrible. So I think you guys have all seen them. They get tons of views and they're all over YouTube right now. They are the top list and they're going to be top of everything. So top 8, top 10, their cameras, firearms, ammunition, just everything under the sun. And if you've seen any of those, you see that they get big views, but they have very low content value and they're often very misleading. So today we have 3 reasons why these videos are just absolutely terrible. Reason number 1, and probably the worst, is that they rely and are made completely of stolen content. So if you've seen them, they steal content from everywhere, from other content creators. They mash it up, they do a voice generator or have somebody do a voiceover, and they sell it off as their own, and they're making money off of it, and that's just really crappy. Number 2 is that they often contain a ton of misleading or just flat out false information in these videos. And if you're looking at these, they're going to bring in people who are potential buyers or maybe who aren't well versed in the subject, and they're going to make bad decisions based off of this because oftentimes it's just a bunch of bull crap or regurgitated information off a website which has no real practical foundation. So, and number 3 that goes along with number 2, a lot of new people looking for YouTube advice are going to spend a lot of money that's probably not going to be the best way to spend that money. They're going to make mistakes, and in some cases it's going to ruin people in hobby sports and new ventures before they even get started. So today we are going to look at one of these videos. This is a top 8, and this is in my wheelhouse because this is a top 8 rimfires. This is something I know a great deal about, so we're going to look at this video together. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So let's jump straight into the video.
The wildly popular world of precision rimfire competition has knocked the proverbial dust off the old 22 LR.
I agree.
Gun
It's
companies,
getting really
ammo
popular.
manufacturers, scope makers, and chassis builders have made huge strides in quality and accuracy in just the last few years. Today's 22 rifles and the new accessories that go with them have never been better. Listed in this video are the
Also
best
agree.
22 rifles for every price range, all of which would make a first-rate squirrel rifle or handily win your local 22 LR competition. Number 8,
All right.
Savage Mark II FV, $300. The inexpensive but accurate Savage Mark II is a classic shooter. That's perfect for new plinkers or anybody on a budget. There are no less than 67 Savage 22 rifles, but the Mark II is the simplest and most humble in the matte black synthetic stock with a single stack straight feed magazine. There are heavy fluted barreled models in futuristic.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with Mark II being a $300 number 8 rifle because it's a lot of rifle for the money, and a lot of people are shooting them and having really good success. What he doesn't talk about, obviously, is that the steel stamp magazine is kind of a piece of junk. It does work, but overall, the whole experience of the Savage Mark II is that it's going to be accurate, but the feel of the shooting of the rifle, the action, the mag, everything is going to kind of feel cheap, the stock. But you can make a lot of improvements to this rifle, and it can be a very accurate rifle. So not really disagreeing for number 8 here.
Laminate stocks like the BSEV, but we're partial to this understated heavy-barreled shooter. The button-rifled 21-inch carbon steel barrel on the FV drives nails. It's one of the most accurate 22 LR rifles in its price range. You can get the Accu trigger down to just over 2 pounds, which for a gun that sometimes sells for under $200 is really something special. When my boy is old enough to chase bushy tails with me, this will be his rifle. Hell, he'll probably shoot NRL-22 with it too. In terms of raw accuracy, this little 22 rifle can keep up with guns 10 times the price.
So already picking up on the crazy voiceover stuff when you hear him say NRL-22, NRL-22. So yeah, this is probably just voiced over and a bunch of stolen footage like everything else, but so far I kind of agree. Number 8, Savage Mark II. Let's see what he's got next.
Number 7, TIKKA T1X MTR, $500.
Okay.
This full-size 22 LR trainer from TIKKA set the internet on fire 3 times. First, excitement. It has the same footprint as the T3 centerfire, so all the available T3 stocks and chassis would fit. Second,
That's
with
true.
anger, as its import to the US was delayed and demanded was grossly underestimated. So many distributors were caught holding customer pre-order dollars for months on end. Then third,
Also true.
excitement again, as reports of the T1X's outstanding accuracy trickled out, and all at a price under $500. It's a hell of a value. The stainless steel bolt with
true.
rear locking lugs runs a short at 1.5 inches and is liquid slick right out of the box. The 10-round magazines have a goofy shark fin-like hump that we wish was flush, but it cycles great, and haven't heard of a single hang-up. Like the CZ and the Lithgow, the medium contour heavy barrel makes this rifle accurate, but also gives it great balance in the hand. The synthetic stock is made of 35% fiberglass, so it's rigid. The most rigid plastic stock most have put in their hands ever, and incredibly light. For competitions like the NRL 22 National Match, shooters will likely set the action in the excellent KRG Bravo chassis, which is so good it's often out of stock. Bottom line, if you want an accurate 22 match rifle or a new squirrel gun and don't want to blow a whole paycheck, the TIKKA T1X MTR is the rifle for you.
Okay, yeah, so the TIKKA, great rifle. Weird that he kind of narrowed in on the KRG. Overall, yeah, number 7. I'm kind of curious to see where this list is going to go because we're already at the TIKKA, and it's a heck of a good rifle. So let's see what's next.
6. Ruger Precision Rimfire, $527.
Okay. I don't know what he's going to say about this, but there's no way that the RPR is higher on the list than the TIKKA. So I thought they just kind of grazed over that, but let's see what they say. But I tell you right now, the TIKKA for a precision rimfire is going to be better than the RPR, and that's across the board from every RPR I've seen and every TIKKA I've seen. I don't know. First flaw, I think, in the video is right here.
If you're looking for a tactical 22 rifle that doesn't break the bank, it's hard to pass up the Ruger Precision 22 Rimfire. Several made the NRL 22 National Match, and it makes a great center fire trainer with an adjustable bolt throw from the 1.5 inches of 22 LR to a longer 3 inches to simulate running a big gun like the center fire Ruger
I don't know anybody who actually
rifle.
uses that.
It has a 20 MOA scope rail in the box and, big plus, takes Ruger 10-22 magazines.
Not
the
a big
15-inch
plus.
handguard is M-LOK compatible and the trigger is decent. The barrel fits the receiver much like an AR-15, so it can be changed out with a wrench, and some of the best custom barrel makers out there are selling drop-ins. So if you don't like how it shoots, it can be improved. Number 5.
Okay, yeah, so some of that's true, but it's also true for everything else. You can get aftermarket barrels for any of these rimfires. Again, I don't know how the Ruger Precision Rimfire made it above the TIKKA, but I don't know. Let's see what's next.
Lithgow LA101, $1,000. If we have a soft spot for any 22 rifle on the list, this is it. The Australian-made Lithgow LA101, imported to the US by Legacy Sports, might be the most accurate 22 LR available at a street price under $1,000. It can shoot groups in the 200s and 300s at 50 yards with Wolf Match Extra, and people have had great luck with ammo from CCI and Federal. This full-sized rifle is built around a solid 3-lug rear-locking bolt with a 60-degree throw. It's available in right or left-handed models with a hammer-forged, free-floated, medium contour varmint barrel. The synthetic stock isn't cheap Tupperware material either. The trigger is nothing to call home about, but for $15, you can get a spring set from Lumley Arms, which brings it down to a pleasing 1.5 pounds. Number 4.
I don't have a lot of experience with the Lithgow, so that's probably where it needs to be on this list, but so far it looks like we're coming up to the 457, so let's see what he has to say about that.
CZ457 Varmint Precision Trainer, $1,235. Introduced in 2010, the CZ455 has been one of the most loved and most maligned rimfire rifles of the last decade. This year, CZ updated the design and kept all the good stuff while ditching most of the bad. The crappy trigger is gone, the new bang switch is adjustable for weight, creep, and over travel. You can mostly get yours safely down to a scant 6 ounces, and it breaks wonderfully clean.
Okay, yeah, so that's total bullcrap. The factory CZ trigger, you could not get that down to 6 ounces by just adjusting stuff. You can go to the Yo Dave, and that's going to pull you easily sub 1 pound, or a Timney, but without doing some serious like gunsmithing, you are not going to get the 457 factory trigger down to 6 ounces. So I don't know where he's getting that from, but yeah, that's total bullcrap.
Clean and crisp. There's a loaded chamber indicator and a push-to-fire safety in the proper American style, that is, forward to fire. The 90-degree bolt throw is now a faster and more scope-friendly 60 degrees. The action itself has been cut back a full inch and slab-sided to cut down the profile and weight. It retains the same excellent magazine and swappable barrel system. For a couple $100.
Yeah, so this guy is YouTube is Moondog Industries. He does a lot of, you know, rifle reviews and rimfire reviews, stuff like that. And I very seriously doubt he gave these guys permission to use this in their video. This is what I'm talking about. They steal clips from all around YouTube and they combine them. They pay someone to do a voiceover, and like 200,000 people watch this. And usually they don't get monetized because they get copyright claimed. As a YouTuber, I kind of feel like that's kind of crap, you know, if you're just grabbing their footage to make a voiceover deal. But such is life.
You can drop a new barrel into any of the 455 or 457 actioned guns. No gunsmith required, and many of the best barrel makers in the country are making tubes for it. Number 3, Kid 22 LR Supergrade, $1,780.
Okay. Number 3, it's the Kid.
What's more American than baseball, apple pie, and the Ruger 1022? Since 1964, more than 5 million have been made and sold. If there's a 22 hidden away in your great uncle's spare bedroom, odds are it's a 1022. Much like another American rifle, the AR-15, the modular, user-serviceable design of the 1022 is part of what's made them so popular. Just like the AR, this 22 rifle has spawned a side industry of custom parts and builders, the very best of which is probably Tony Kidd of Kidd Innovative Designs. The Supergrade is the peak of his many years of experience with the platform. It has an extra long barrel tenon to avoid the dreaded barrel droop that can happen when V-blocked rifles like the 1022 are free-floated. The barrel can also be removed from the rifle without taking the action out of the bedded Magpul X22 stock. These rifles are what 1022s look like when no shortcuts are taken. Number...
Alright, yeah, I have a Kid. It's an amazing, you know, semi-auto rifle. It's probably the best 1022 rifle I've ever shot in my life. Being third on the list, there's a lot of rifles we haven't talked about yet. I kind of think this list is kind of going sideways. But yeah, that Kid is great. I just love how in the video on 1022s, there's always someone standing up and just blasting ammo off at something. And then, you know, when we're talking in the context of it being a precision rifle. But got 2 rifles left.
2. Anschutz 1761 sporting rifle, $1,495.
Okay. Anschutz.
Talk up precision rimfire shooting anywhere outside the U.S., and Anschutz will be the first company mentioned. And even stateside, they're still the most popular rifle in the world of NRA small bore events, like positional shooting and silhouette. Anschutz rifles just about own the Olympics too. At the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, every shooter from every country shot one. But Anschutz has yet to make any real inroads to American-style tactical precision shooting. Justin Carbone took 8th place at the 2019 national match with an Anschutz 1416 in a biathlon trainer stock, but he was just...
Okay, so yeah, some things true, some things not. I shot against Justin. He's still shooting in Anschutz, and really, really amazingly good shooter, and that rifle was hammering. But they completely failed to mention the 1710. This video is 4 months old. The 1710 has been out for much longer than that, and that is the rifle that they've kind of pushed to be like the NRL 22 or the PRS style competition 22 rifle for Anschutz. So odd that this video has been out for 4 months, but no mention of the 1710, specifically when we're talking about the Anschutz.
Just one of 3 to shoulder an Annie. That could very well soon change. In 2019, Anschutz North America announced their first new action in some time, the 1761. What started as a rework for the 54 Sporting became a total redesign. The locking lugs were moved from the rear of the bolt to the middle, giving it a 60-degree bolt throw and making space for a short single-spring striker system. Ejection was also improved and, a first for Anschutz, a swappable barrel system was put in place, with 2 locking V-blocks, which they say put even pressure on the tenon without marring, as can happen with single V-blocks or grub screws. The receiver is shorter than the 54 and has an 11mm dovetail and 3mm cross slot for an aftermarket pick rail. As with everything Anschutz, you can bet it throws mosquito-sized groups. Number 1, Voodoo Gunworks Apparition MPA, $3,150. This 3-year-old company out of St. George, Utah.
So yeah, don't disagree with Voodoo being at the top of the list here. At the end, we'll talk about all the rifles I think they missed, but here we're looking at Chad, and that's Eric and Chad from Iraq Veteran 8888, and they have a stupid accurate Voodoo, so be interested to see what he says about them.
Has changed what many shooters thought possible for the 22 LR. The Apparition is Voodoo's top-tier 22 rifle, available in 6 chassis and 4 barrel configurations, though the most popular sits in a Masterpiece Arms BA chassis with Voodoo's in-house 6-groove, single-point cut, hand-lapped ace barrel. The heart of the rifle is the V22 Action, designed by engineer and gun industry veteran Mike Bush. It's inspired by the classic Remington 40X, but rather than downscaling a centerfire platform, the V22 is a true-to-scale rimfire, with every design decision geared toward creating the most accurate .22 LR rifle possible. It also has a Remington 700 footprint, so the vast universe of Rem 700 accessories fit, which is part of the reason so many stock and chassis options are available. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you another time.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious that these guys don't know what they're talking about. I'll give the creator of this particular video a little bit of credit. They took a little bit of time and did a little bit of research, and it looks like they just researched them in like by model and price, and that made their top 8. So more money equals better. Kind of discouraging not to see the Rimex up there with the Voodoo, not to see a Bergara B14R at around the $1,000 price point. That's a complete 700 pattern rimfire. We didn't see anything about the Anschutz 1710. The worst part about this whole thing is the obvious just stealing of content. So we had Moondog Industries on the CZ, and then when we got to the Voodoo, you had Eric and Chad over at Iraq Veteran 8888. That's obviously stolen from them. And then I'm sure there's just countless other content creators on there that I'm not familiar with, having their content taken to make a crap list, kind of thing like this, that's really just going to serve the purpose of giving out misinformation, misleading a potential buyer, or maybe causing someone to potentially not enjoy their experience in a new sport, a new hobby, a new passion, and miss out on that. It just all around sucks that these guys exist. If you could throw the video a like, leave a comment below, subscribe if you're not. 80% of you watching this historically are not subscribed to the channel. That all really helps me out a tremendous amount, and I really do appreciate it. Until then, we'll catch you on the next one.